I ended up committing 3 days later, August 16th of 2021. What up guys, Miles back with another video, and today I'll be telling you my story of how I committed to play college lacrosse. I started playing lacrosse in 3rd grade because my older brother and my older sister played at the time. Because of my brother and my sister, I've been around the sport for my whole life. 5th grade going into 6th grade, I started playing club lacrosse for my town, Ridgewood. The club team was called MLC, which stood for Maroons Lacrosse Club. It was kids only from my town, and I played all the way till going into senior year. Fast forward to summer going into 9th grade, and I realized I need to join another club lacrosse team. Around here in North Jersey, we had 2 options. It was either Riot Lacrosse or O2 Lacrosse, and I tried out for both. I ended up making both teams, but I decided to join O2 because I liked the coaching staff and I liked the guys on the team. Summer going into 9th grade, I ended up having a blast with O2, and there was obviously no coaches watching at the time because the recruiting rules had already changed. After the awesome summer season, I finally entered high school lacrosse, something I'd been waiting for forever. At Ridgewood High School, there's no tryouts for varsity or junior varsity lacrosse. You're just on the freshman lacrosse team. Up to this point, I've been playing midi my whole life, and there was an opening at Attack, so I took it. The 2019 season ended up wrapping up, and it was time for club ball. I continued to play for O2 and MLC, and as you guys know, there was still no coaches watching these games because it wasn't allowed for them. The club season ended, now all focus was on sophomore season of 2020. As we know, the 2020 season wouldn't end up happening because of COVID, and now it was full steam ahead on club lacrosse. 2020 summer club season was a little different now. The coaches could watch, but they couldn't talk to us yet until September 1st of our junior year. As soon as COVID shut everything down, I would train almost every day to get better and get ready for this summer. Right now, I'm at my middle school where I would train almost every day during COVID and hit this wall. For this summer, I needed to get bigger, faster, and stronger because the coaches couldn't attend games because of COVID. This would mean every single thing they would see is on film. Coaches would be more willing to pass up if they didn't like the height and weight that they saw. In the summer, I ended up quitting O2 and just playing MLC. Because O2 wasn't doing that many events, I would have rather go to showcases instead of doing O2 at the time. In the summer, I ended up attending showcases like the Philly Showcase. At the time, I wanted to play Division I lacrosse so bad because it was my dream as a little kid. I always knew D3 was an option, but at first, I wanted to see if Division I was something I could do. September 1st of my junior year hits, and I ended up getting a couple emails from some schools. Nothing would really come of this other than one school, Hartford. I had a couple phone calls with their coaches, and they wanted me to come on campus. I knew it wouldn't have been a great academic fit because I knew I could go to a better school, but it was Division I lacrosse, and it was something that I was willing to try. I ended up going to campus, and I liked it, but then a couple days later, they went Division III. After Hartford went Division III, I knew I could go to a better academic school in the division. I started looking at other Division III schools. I knew Division I wasn't going to be the right fit because I didn't get many looks, and at the time, I was only 5'6", so I knew Division I wouldn't have worked out. Now it was spring of my junior year, and the 2021 lacrosse season started. I was still playing attack at the time, and Ridgewood was loaded with senior attackmen, so I ended up playing in JV games and also being on the varsity bench. This would not help my recruiting process because I would have to send schools JV lacrosse film from the spring. After the spring wrapped up, I ended up playing club ball again for O2 because I knew that they could give me a good opportunity to play college lacrosse. Summer going into my senior year now, I'm playing O2 and MLC we're going to great showcases such as NHSLS and NELS, where I'm communicating heavily with Division III schools, with talking to them at the events and making calls after, and sending out emails during the process. For O2, I'd also go to many good events, so it helped being on 2 club teams, getting looks from both teams. There are 3 or 4 Division III schools that I was talking to at the time that I was really interested in, but I didn't end up passing their academic pre-read. If you don't know what this is, it's when the coaches send your grades to the admissions office and they tell you if the kid should apply or not. I ended up getting really deterred from playing college lacrosse at this point because the schools were very interesting to me. It was the end of July at this point, and I went to events and showcases all summer and was getting really burned out. The recruiting process ended up drying up a little bit because I was talking and focused on these other schools, and I wasn't reaching out to other schools as backups because I was so inclined to go to these other schools. At this point, I was getting ready to start doing Common App and applying to schools that were interesting to me that didn't have lacrosse. And now I was finally on to my last event, the Iron 44 Combine. I went into the event now reaching out to schools and just trying to enjoy my last showcase before summer lacrosse was over. At the event, we're doing combine drills and other lacrosse drills, and this coach came up to me that was from Stevens Tech. The Stevens coach said he saw me at an event the week prior and he liked the way I played and was here to watch me today. I ended up playing pretty good at the event, and he emailed me after and said we should hop on the phone. Stevens being a really good college, I was definitely interested in talking to the coach. I was a little nervous I wouldn't pass the academic pre-read. I ended up getting through admissions at Stevens, and I visited the next week. As soon as I stepped on campus, I knew this was the school for me. The academics were great, the team was great, and the school was great, and they had a great view of the city. After a great conversation on the phone the next day with the coaches, they offered me a guaranteed roster spot on the lacrosse team. I ended up committing 3 days later, August 16th of 2021, and I haven't looked back since. It was nice to finally get the weight off my shoulders. Overall, everyone's recruiting process is a little little different, and mine ended up being exactly what I needed, and I'm happy about where I ended up. That is gonna wrap up today's video. I've been getting this question ever since I started posting on social media, so I'm happy I could get my recruiting story out to you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. What are you doing, bro? Oh my God.
Come on.
Shut up, we're almost done.